Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. My topic this evening is Wreaths Across America, and with me to discuss the Wreaths Across America program coming to Old Saybrook, Connecticut is Max Sabrin from the Old Saybrook Fire Department. Mr. Max, hi buddy.
Thanks very much for having me, Pete.
How are you? Good to see you.
Very, very good. It's I do the good stuff for the fire department and for the town.
Right.
And this is the really good stuff. This is a national event in the little old town of Old Saybrook, which I'm very, very proud. I think we're going on 12 years now, on and off, besides Old Saybrook sponsoring the convoy. It's spectacular, and it's something you have to see to believe.
Cool. Tell us about it.
So, to give it a little brief history, the founder of Wreaths Across America, Mauro Wusta, has the largest wreath company in the country. They provide seasonal wreaths. And when he was 12 years old, he had won a contest for being a very good newspaper delivery boy to Washington. And he never, ever forgot that visual of Arlington National Cemetery. You know, fast forward 1992, he had 5,000 wreaths left over from the Christmas season. He called Arlington and he got permission to lay the leftovers. So him and his family, like 12 persons, would lay 5,000 wreaths every year at Arlington. And a famous picture hit the internet in 2005, a photographer from the Air Force. There's a iconic picture which people will see later of the wreaths in the snow. Okay. And it exploded, where people called literally from all over the country, all over the world, about they want to get a wreath at Arlington laid. So that's how Wreaths Across America became a 501(c)(3), and they went from 5,000 wreaths to last year in the United States, Arlington, and around the world, 1.8 million wreaths were laid at U.S. veteran grave sites.
Very cool, very cool. Speaking of wreaths, we have a sample here. Tell us about it.
This is the half of a pair. The other one to this is going to Arlington on the 14th to be laid.
Oh, wow.
And the smell is spectacular.
Oh, totally.
It's too bad we don't have smell-o-vision.
I know.
On the
I know, it smells
screen.
great in the studio.
But it's a fantastic program. You know, they need people to sponsor a wreath or volunteers. They have, I think, almost 2 million volunteers around the country.
Oh, wow.
Laying wreaths.
Cool.
I think 200,000 alone at Arlington. And we have it, our own mini Arlington up in Middletown on the 14th. They're laying right now about, I think, 6,000, 7,000 wreaths. So they're a little short. They could use help getting wreaths up there.
All right. So from what I hear and all the research I was doing for tonight's show, we have an event coming up in Old Saybrook.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
The convoy, which is about 2 miles long, is rolling in about 12 noon. It's all fluid because of the weather factor, but on December 10th, they're coming to the Old Saybrook High School. There's a private lunch for the volunteer convoy drivers, the police, the sheriff, and the veterans and the Gold Star families. And then 1:15, there's a ceremony in tribute to Wreaths Across America, which that's part of their program, is remember the fallen, honor those who are currently serving, and teach the children the value of freedom in America. And it's a fantastic organization. And it's, you know, this is probably, since I've been involved, I still get tears and chills when I see the videos, and when those tractor trailers come in, knowing what's on those trucks, what they're for, where they're going. It's extremely moving, and it fills your heart. Speaking of taking a look at a video, I think we're about to take a look at our first video right now, and I was wondering, maybe after we watch the video, we can talk about it coming back. Absolutely. Chris?
We gather here today to place over 24,000 holiday wreaths to remember the fallen, honor those who served, and to teach our children the value of freedom. As you place that wreath, take the time to look at that name. A lot of these stones don't have people anymore to come by and pay respect.
He'd be proud, just like we are. Thank you.
Yeah. Michael Martino was a Marine Cobra pilot who died heroically while flying a combat mission in Iraq.
Even a year after it's happened, You know, every day is just so tough to get through. There's always constant memories, but then you come out here and see something like this that people are doing for your son and other soldiers that are other servicemen. It makes it easier.
It brings a tear to my eye to see people come together. We bury a lot of folks here. We did a funeral yesterday, and this is a good opportunity to do something other than bury our comrades, to pay honor and respect them, and so it's kind of a special moment today. I'm a Vietnam-era draftee. When I came back to the United States, we didn't wear uniforms. We were instructed to take our uniforms off. Now, wherever I go, we get a lot of support. Everybody, I believe, understands that these men and women give everything for their country, and this is an opportunity, I think, just to give a little bit back.
I watched this mother and a little boy place a wreath on one of the stones, and I remember thinking, someday, when the words in his name are all worn off, there still will be someone who will come by and pay their respects to my son's memory. And this is the impact and the reason why I continue to work with Wreaths Across America.
We've been laying wreaths here at Arlington since 1992. This is our 15th year. I'm from Harrington, Maine. Our business is making Christmas wreaths and other Christmas decorations. I wanted to give back, you know, and it's because of the freedom that we all have. It's why I can do what I do, and everybody else can do what they do, and but I just wanted to give back.
After 9/11, we all came together and remembered that we loved the country and we loved our freedom, and we understood that. And then, you know, then we got busy again and got complacent. We're a grateful nation. We just got to show.
I don't want to let my brother's name be forgotten, and nobody should let anybody that's killed over here their name forgotten or forgot what they did.
Ultimately, it's all about saying thank you to everyone in here.
In life, they honored their country. In death, their country honors them.
A beautiful gesture of gratitude for those who gave us the ultimate gift.
And Hannah, you were there yesterday. What did it mean to you personally to be there in Arlington?
I think, I guess a tendency for us all is to listen to numbers. I mean, there are 2.7 million such graves in this country of people who died in service to our country, but you realize these are individuals, these are people with families and names, and you place a wreath on the grave of that World War II soldier that I did yesterday, and it just really hits you, and that's what their families want us to remember, that these are they don't want us to forget.
Well done.
And welcome back. Mr. Max, we just saw a very moving video about Wreaths Across America. Let's talk about what we just saw.
I can't tell you how many times I've seen that, and I still get tears in my eyes, and totally. I still get the chills seeing that. We take it for granted, our freedom in this country. We wouldn't have been able to celebrate Thanksgiving last weekend, right. Christmas or any holiday. Freedom of the press, freedom of religion. We live in the greatest country in the world. And every day is a gift, and this is my personal opinion. Every day is, we should celebrate Mother's Day, Father's Day, and Veterans Day.
Absolutely.
It's what we've come across, and it just, not only for the fallen veterans, but it's also for the family of the fallen veterans to pay respect, because we don't think of that of the husband, the wife, the children, the dear, near, the relatives. And friends. So it's very moving, and it's a simple gesture, but it's very powerful.
Oh yeah.
So we're looking for, Wreaths Across America is looking for sponsors. Mm-hmm. They can do one wreath. I got to give a big shout out. I did a food drive at a couple of weeks ago in New London for Salvation Army.
Sure.
And I met companions and homemakers. They dropped off 60 turkeys for the food drive for Thanksgiving.
Oh, wow.
And he saw my shirt and he said, "What's that?" Well, they became a sponsor and corporate sponsor of, and they're doing 500 wreaths at Middletown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so I got to give a big shout out to Companions in Home.
Oh, absolutely. Go for it. Yeah.
They're they're only in Connecticut, and they're taking care of the fallen veterans and the Blue Star. There's a donation going to the Blue Star mothers, which send packages to their kids serving around the world.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's a great feeling. Everyone could play a part.
Yeah, definitely. So Wreaths Across America, they come to the shoreline area every couple of years.
Well, they take the route 95 south to they leave Sunday, December 8th.
Okay.
About 10 a.m. and they make their journey. They arrive to Arlington National Cemetery December 14th. So it's a big trip. It's
absolutely
known as the largest veterans tribute parade in the country, and it's tremendous. The convoy, you have to see it. It's about 2 miles long. 15 tractor trailers. And that's just a small portion because they're going all over the country. But this is the one for Arlington with. There's a bus of Gold Star families. There's 12 vehicles, big Chevy SUVs wrapped with Wreaths Across America. The state police from Maine and Connecticut, and it's just a sight to be seen.
Wow,
yeah.
Very cool, very cool. And how'd you get involved with Wreaths Across America?
It was a total accident. One of my counterparts in the fire department heard about it, that they were coming by, and we asked if they could stop by for a hot chocolate or tea. I think in 2007, they said, no, you're not on a schedule, we can't stop, we got to keep going. So at that time, Scott Schoonmaker, the principal, dismissed the kids.
Oh, sure.
And when they were passing by, we had the fire truck with the flag out, and all the kids, welcome, Wreaths Across America. They were blown away that we weren't even on their schedule or agenda. And we welcomed them, and then the following year is when they started coming by, and every so often stay. Last year they went to Brantford, and that's part of their program is teaching the kids in the schools the program and the value of freedom.
I'll tell you what, we'll talk about the program coming back. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
For sure, thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Valley Shore Community Television is constantly adapting to the demands of our viewers. Busy schedules are making it hard for viewers to watch shows when they air.
Television has changed dramatically. We don't have to be appointment viewers or listeners anymore.
No.
We can do this in real time.
VSC TV has made it easy to watch all our locally produced content online and when you want it. Visit vsctv.com and click on the Watch Online tab to watch live, or visit our local show playlist to easily navigate your favorite shows anywhere, anytime, and on any device. VSC TV is your local Connecticut Mid-Shore Valley digital connection.
And welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. Sitting here with Max Sabrin from the Old Saybrook Police Department. Fire Department. No, wrong one. Old Saybrook Fire Department. And we're talking about Wreaths Across America coming to Old Saybrook. Mr. Max, welcome back, bud.
Again, thank you so much,
Thank you. So, tell us a little bit about the program and exactly what's going to happen in the town of Old Saybrook next week.
Well, they come in about 12 noon, Tuesday, December 10th.
Yeah.
It's on the schedule. There's a private lunch for the convoy, the Worcester family. It's about 200 persons in the convoy. At 1:15, there'll be a ceremony at the Old Saybrook High School in the auditorium. We'll have representation from local and state dignitaries.
Okay.
We'll have Gold Star families that have lost a son or daughter. Blue Star families those are children of theirs that are currently serving around the country, around the world.
Right.
There'll be veterans from World War II to Korea to Vietnam to Afghanistan and Iraq. It's just a tremendous event, and it's really the program is to thank the veterans. Again, remember the ones who have fallen. honor those who are currently serving and teach the children the value of freedom, which is basically priceless, the ultimate sacrifice.
Exactly. And you, before we went to the break, you were telling me about the first time that Wreaths Across America came into Old Saybrook. They weren't even on the schedule. Tell us, continue that story.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. So we wanted them to stop, for coffee, tea, hot chocolate for a break, and they said, no, we can't do it. They ended up getting blown away by the coming out of the students from the high school, the signage, the flags, the fire truck with the big flag, and we heard from good sources that they were literally crying. That they said, who is this town that wouldn't, they didn't even, we're not even on their schedule, and they're like welcome us. So it's the following year they said we want to stop, and that was 2008. And so every so often, every year or two, they stop in Old Saybrook, and it's one of their favorite stops from Maine to Arlington, which is it's very appreciative. And
no, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They come out. The public comes out, and particularly the veterans and family of veterans. Those who have served and those who are currently serving. So it's a good event. Family and educational and just. Being grateful for what we have in this country.
Absolutely. So the event, again, is a week from this Tuesday, the 10th of December, I believe?
Right. Tuesday, December 10th. I can't believe it's like...
I know.
I was just at their event last year in Brantford, which is like, whoa, I was just there, and that was pretty moving. And we had the main stop in the state of Connecticut, and real important.
Yeah.
The cemetery, which is in Middletown,
sure,
needs wreaths to be sponsored and wreaths to be laid, and there's a mini convoy there up in December 12th. They're having a pretty decent convoy, which is a cute copy of what we're doing, and that's to take care of Middletown. This is the one in Old Saybrook is for Arlington, but so the people in Middletown can stop by, and the information will be linked on the website to where they could sponsor or sign up to volunteer for that. But come out and show those flags and thank the people who are volunteering, delivering those wreaths to Middletown Veteran Cemetery.
And I know during the first half of the show we looked at a video about Wreaths Across America, and I believe we're about to look at another
great
video about Wreaths Across America. Chris, if you would.
We have a saying here that you die twice. First when you stop breathing, and the second time when your name is spoken for the very last time.
When I'm out here, it's peaceful, it's relaxing, and I feel that connection with my son and with God.
You don't have to go very deep into a person's family to come up with a veteran.
The biggest fear Gold Star families have that their child will be forgotten.
Wreaths Across America is an organization that is like no other. It almost touches every person in the United States at some level.
Wreaths Across America at this point has become an incredible opportunity to teach what we are as Americans and what constitutes the goodness in this country.
Every veteran should be respected. They work hard for us.
We need to never forget freedom wasn't free.
Wreaths Across America started almost 27 years ago when my husband, who was in the wreath business, had too many wreaths.
We had about a truckload left over that year, which is about 5,000. I mean, we was trying to think of what we could do with them that would do maybe some good to some people. Thought about Arlington National Cemetery.
He's very patriotic. He just wanted to say thank you.
Out of respect for what we have in this country.
So it became a family tradition.
And it just struck a chord, I guess. It went around the world. This year we'll be placing about 1.6 million wreaths on the graves of the veterans.
The Wreaths Across America wreath laying is really, it's a celebration of life. That one wreath symbolizes one family that was able to smile because of the generous donations.
And you look at the iconic picture and grave after grave after grave and the vastness of it with a wreath on every headstone. But then as you just visualize it, you draw closer and closer and closer, and you come to one name, And every name is as important as the other. Every name had a different story.
January 18th of 2005.
My older brother Billy served for over 20 years before we lost him.
He cared enough for his country and for others that he offered his life for them, for their freedom.
It's really important that people understand that Wreath Day is an event, but Wreaths Across America is a year-round mission.
We also place wreaths at 1,500 other locations.
My ultimate goal is to place a wreath on every single veteran's grave.
The whole remembrance tree started by just friendship with Gold Star families.
I thought it'd be nice to make a dog tag up and give them that tag and say, you can put that on any tree you want, and that becomes your family's tree.
And every 3 years, we'll take those branches from those trees and we'll make them into veterans' wreaths.
It just gives us hope that people won't be forgotten.
I didn't really get it at first until I stepped back. You hear all the noise in the background, and it's all the dog tags in the wind.
I look at his stone and it's like such reality that he's gone. But when I come here, the tree is living. And I feel like his spirit's alive in it, and it's comforting.
Their character, their sacrifice is not just our past, it's our future. And the foundation of this country was built on the lives of those men and women that we choose to honor.
All right, Mr. Max, we just watched a moving video of Wreaths Across America. Let's talk about it.
That was from about a year ago, I believe, and it's still informational. It gives the whole concept, you know, when they say 27, because it started in 1992, so, and the numbers have increased, so they went from 1,500, 1,600 locations to almost 2,200 locations in the country of veteran grave sites. It's just incredible. So it's, you know, Alaska, Hawaii, and all 48 mainland states that are recognized. And that picture that started it all was a U.S. Air Force photographer in 2005 in the snow of the wreaths. This is before anyone knew who they were, and the calls literally came in from all over the country, all over the world about my uncle's buried there, my grandfather's buried there, my father's buried there, how do I get it? My sister's buried there. So it just exploded from, you know, 5,000 wreaths from 1992 to 2005 to last year, close to 1.8 million wreaths and growing around the country. So it's just a simple thank you, a simple gesture that people can get involved. And if you're not able to financially donate a wreath or multiple wreaths, at least, you know, volunteer, you know, wave on the convoy when it's coming through either Old Saybrook or in Middletown, or you know, go down to lay a wreath. If you can't do it in Arlington, you know, Middletown, Connecticut is our baby Arlington, right. 12,500 wreaths, and all the information will be linked on the website.
Absolutely.
To sign up to volunteer. I cannot tell you, I'm not a veteran, but I appreciate what they've done for us.
Absolutely, absolutely.
24/7 protecting us while we were enjoying, you know, dinner last Thursday. Our veterans, our troops, our fire police were out there protecting us, keeping us safe, and it's a simple thank you to recognize that.
You're not a veteran, I'm not a veteran, my dad's a veteran. And I think, speaking of veterans, let's see, if we put our brains together, we might know a specific veteran friend of ours.
There's a United States Marine.
Yeah.
Bill Simmons.
Oh, what's his name?
Bill Simmons, Chief Meteorologist, News 8.
That's right.
He's going to be the MC.
From what I understand.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. He's the MC, and he is. He thanks me for inviting him. I'm thanking him, and he's thanking me because it's a moving event, and it's just an incredible experience to witness. And you know, they'll see, you know, some of the video and hear some of the. We have a special program that's going to. We're not telling anybody. That's going to blow the audience away.
Really?
It will be standing room only, and at the Old Saybrook High School, and Gil does a fantastic job. You know, what you see on TV doing the weather. And
oh, absolutely.
He does things all year round for various charities and particularly for veterans.
Yeah. I've had a chance to work with Gil a couple of times on a couple different organizations I've been involved with, and you're right. Exactly what you see on TV is exactly what you get in person.
Down to earth, and I think his parents might come. His dad's a Vietnam veteran.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So he was U.S. Army, and I got a surprise for him. He doesn't know it yet.
Oh boy.
So it's going to be bittersweet. I mean, it's a great event. When I've driven once from Montville to Old Saybrook in the convoy, but when you see the convoy coming by, knowing what's in those trucks, what they're for, and where they're going, I got to tell you, you get chills, you get tears. At least if you have a heart, you do.
Do me a favor, website, really quick, because we got about a little bit more time left. So website for Wreaths Across America.
WreathsAcrossAmerica.org. And if you go to Facebook and just plug in Wreaths Across America Middletown is really needs a lot of attention for sponsors and for volunteers to help lay wreaths Saturday the 14th. This is done 12 noon Eastern, Saturday the 14th. That's National Wreaths Across America Day.
Okay.
So Saturday, literally they'll be dropped off ships around the world in the 7 seas. Last year they did close to 9,000 in Normandy. This year they did, as a matter of fact, yesterday and the day before they did Luxembourg and the Netherlands, which was phenomenal. Cool. So it's now like a worldwide event from little old Harrington, Maine.
Max Sabrin, thanks a lot, my friend. We'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.
You got it. On behalf of Max Sabrin, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks. Good night, and we'll see you next time.